Hey friends, welcome to episode number 71 of It'll Be Fine. I'm your friend Kelly Zemnikas, and today we are making muffins. And yes, I know this is not how you spell muffins, but it is when you can't find the second F in your alphabet letter set. Improvisation, guys. Improvisation. It's like the band Fish. Anyhow, on today's show, I'm so happy to be baking alongside one of my favorite humans, Mariam Sobh. I'm so glad she's joining us today. She is in her kitchen in Chicago in the Windy City, so we're going to be baking on the interwebs as we do. And Mariam is someone I've gotten to know through the online comedy scene. She's a fantastic comic and an equally fantastic journalist. This gal, she's smart. She knows her stuff. Subscribe to her YouTube channel, by the way. And Monday to Friday, check out News with a Bite. She presents the news in just the best way possible. Short, to the point. Get you in, get you out. You're informed. Then you can carry on with your day. It's the best. So yeah, subscribe to her YouTube channel, please and thank you. I'm super excited to be making muffins alongside of her. So excited. We're up early because the kids are asleep, her hubby's asleep, so she's in the kitchen doing her thing, you know? This is gonna be fun, this is gonna be good. And on today's show, because it's a brand new month, somehow it's October already, we're offering love to two new charities, the second of which is the Terry Fox Foundation. Go into the show description, check out what they're doing. Please support them if you can. They're doing incredible work raising money for cancer research, you know, taking what Terry Fox started about 40 years ago now and continuing on. You know, he's not with us. His initial plan to run all across Canada for cancer research didn't come to fruition, but the foundation is carrying on in his memory. So guys, you got muffins, you got two cool ladies. What more do you need? It's gonna be fine.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Okay, here's what we need for today's bake. Again, I am just batching down, so I'm only using 2 eggs for this. We are going to need some baking soda. Don't get it confused with baking powder, baking soda. We've got our fruit. I'm doing 1 stick of butter for this. Got our flour there. I'm gonna go with kosher salt. The recipe doesn't actually say. We need vanilla, it's right there. I'm doing 2 kinds of flour, super fine cane sugar and some brown sugar for the top. The only thing you don't see here is the sour cream, which I will grab in a moment. Gosh, I'm looking forward to making blueberry muffins.
Yes, I've been thinking about them all night.
I know. Maybe that's why we couldn't sleep, that we were so excited to make some blueberry muffins.
I mean, I brushed my teeth. I was getting ready to go to bed, and then I just kept thinking about the muffins. I was like, why am I hungry all of a sudden?
Oh my goodness. Have you been doing a lot of midnight snacking during these past few months?
I have, but in the last week or two, I got back on track. I was like, I got to do this, like, not eat after 6 or 7 p.m.
Me too.
But then, you know, the weekend rolls along, and then it's like, oh, movie night or something, and you're just like, I need a couple snacks.
I know. I was doing really good at the start of quarantine, isolation, whatever we're calling it. And then I weaved off, and I was like, oh, I'll just have something. I'll have something. Because, as you know, in the before times, that was the thing I would do. I'd get home from a club, and I'd be eating burgers and fries, because that's when I get hungry.
Yeah.
That explains why I'm the weight I am. And really good, this camera only cuts off here.
Oh man, we got to enjoy our weight. You know why? Because I feel like when we get older, especially like I notice like elderly people, they stop eating. So you got to pack on the pounds now so you live off of it later.
I think we have a YouTube show. I think that's a good new show to do. lot now. Then go into hibernation.
Yeah.
So what we're doing today, now I mentioned this to you in the Facebook Messenger chat. For all the baking that I do, I am a muffin mix girl. If I want muffins, I buy a mix. I do that. It's easy. It's simple. We're actually going to make muffins today. Have you done this before?
I've made muffins, but I haven't made these.
Yeah.
So
now, have you made your own recipe, or do you do mix like I do?
I usually follow recipes. The reason I don't do mixes that often is because growing up, my mom was just like super into health food type stuff and like refused to get cake mixes or anything. Yeah, so she'd be like, you know, if we go to somebody's house, she'd be like, I can tell that's a cake mix. And so I guess it like burned in my memory. Every so often I will go and I feel so guilty. I'm like, you know, cookies or cake mixers. I'm like, don't tell anyone.
Oh my goodness, that is so funny. I'd love to see your mom doing like a restaurant review show, but of like kids' birthday parties.
Oh man, yeah, that would be hilarious.
That would be so funny. Oh my goodness. I kind of dig them for, I mean, I do occasionally dab. There is a cookie cake mix in my cupboard, I'm not going to lie. But they're really awesome for kids to get them baking. You know, you see how things go together. Oh,
that's true.
Bad, Mom.
Yeah. I mean, I have a sugar cookie mix in my cabinet because I keep promising my kids we're going to make sugar cookies and like decorate them and everything. And it's just like, we never got to it. So it's still sitting there. But
this is a recipe book I adore. We've used it on the show a few times. It's a spot in New York City. I hope to heck they have survived these past few months. But this is like quality diner muffin. It's just, they're just so good. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I saw when I saw the amount of sugar in there, I was like, these better be pretty tasty. Because I'm used to like the healthy mom cooking where it's like you get a half a cup of sugar and the rest is stevia or something like that. So
well, I will tell you, what sugar are you using for yours? Are you just doing granulated?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go with super fine cane sugar because I have some reason to believe this might be better for me. I don't know. It's still sugar, but I also have brown sugar, which I'm going to use for the top for the crumble at the end. But I am going to batch down. So anyone watching at home, this makes about 24 muffins, the full thing. I live alone, so I don't need to do that to myself. You have folks in the house, so you can share. But yeah, this is like, for the full batch, it's 2 cups of sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was debating if I should mix part monk fruit, part sugar, but at the same time, I don't want to ruin the recipe. I want to like make it exact. Because every time I experiment, I'm never sure how it's going to come out.
If you want permission from me to mix it up, I say do it because I do that so often.
Okay.
That's your call. I'm going to leave it to you.
I might. We'll see. Yeah. Let me see if I have any of it.
Yeah, you should. Because I honestly think folks should get comfortable with the idea of like messing with a baking recipe now and then. Because baking is very scientific, yes. But you know what? Do it. Do half and half.
Yeah, maybe I will.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
Just tummy troubles. That's all.
Fine. All right. So let's get this started. The first thing we need to do, like with most recipes, is to turn the oven on. We need to set to 375.
All right.
So what you need to have at the ready, speaking of butter, the way the recipe will start is we need the butter, the sugar, the egg, and the vanilla. So those are the 4 to go off the top. And you need 2 sticks. So again, I'm batching. I'm just doing 1. But yeah, I left the butter out. Most recipes you want to have a softened butter. The 1 or 2 times you need like a chilled butter is when you're doing like a shortbread. So recipe will let you know what you need. If you forget, you can always toss this in the microwave.
I was just gonna say I don't have a microwave.
That's
so
fine.
That's why I was trying to do it like near the oven as it was preheating, and then it just kind of went crazy. That's okay.
I think you're the second guest I've had on the show who's had no microwave.
You know, we haven't had one for, how long have we been in this building? Over 10 years?
Oh, wow.
Just like we moved here and there was no space in this kitchen and we never got around to putting one in.
And, yeah, it's fine. I've had one. I think I've always had one growing up. When they came out, my parents bought one. There's always been a microwave in my world, which, for better or for worse, I don't know. They come in handy on occasion.
Yeah.
Are they that healthy? Me, probably not. All right. So yeah, if you're gonna do that mix of sugar, you could lessen it and do like a cup and a half of granulated, and then the rest is monk.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe, I just don't know how sweet the monk fruit will be. I know it says 1 for 1, but you never know.
It's true. Yeah.
So maybe I'll.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, so maybe I'll do a cup of sugar and maybe 3/4 of the monk fruit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Debating. Some of these things are sweeter than they lead on.
That is true, or not as sweet as you think, as was the case when I got coconut sugar.
Oh no.
Coconut sugar is awesome if you're watching your sugar levels and all that, but it doesn't make things sweet, as I found out during an episode of this show. Good mess there. What I would suggest is doing like half the flour, doing a little mix, then adding the next batch of flour.
So I only had sea salt, so that's going to be an experiment. I used a little bit less than what the recipe said.
That should be okay. I think that should be all right.
There's a salt shortage here again.
Is there?
I've noticed, I feel like it happened maybe last year or the year before, like you cannot find regular salt anywhere. And I don't know what it is, because I live in Chicago where the Morton salt factory is, so I'm not sure.
What is going on? Do you think it's all the home baking people are doing?
I don't know. Like, I should probably look into it a little more, because it's just like I go and I see all the shelves empty. I'm like, okay, we're at that stage again where somehow nobody knows where it is, but there's plenty of sea salt.
That is so wild. Well, from what I understand, a coarser salt will break down a bit easy. Well, kosher salt breaks down easy when you're baking. That's why it's generally used in baking products, because it kind of goes through a whole batter pretty evenly. Yeah, that's why it's recommended. So I think because you have like maybe a thicker salt, maybe that same thing will happen.
I actually have kosher salt. I should have used that. Oh well.
Oh well. All right, so I've got that in there. Salt we will put in now. All right, let's do this. Adding salt. So I have to ask, when you think of like a recipe, or maybe, yeah, I guess a recipe. When you think of a recipe like that would summarize your mom, what would be like a dish you hear and you're like, that's my mom?
Oh man, I don't know that it would be a recipe, because she doesn't follow recipes. Just like anything that, like, I just think of her food is just made up on the spot, just whatever she feels like throwing in.
That's really awesome. I dig that.
Yeah. But I would say like the latest thing, like in the last few years, her thing is like puddings. All kinds of rich, fantastic puddings that she just makes up. Like she just told me the other day she made a pudding with pawpaw. It's a native fruit of Illinois that the Native Americans used to eat.
No way.
Some neighbor gave them a bag of it. She's like, it tastes like mango and banana and some other kind of mixture all together in one. I was like, wow. It's pretty cool.
That is so cool. When the border reopens, I got to introduce her to my dad because my dad kind of does the same thing in the kitchen. He's like, "Look what I did." So,
Oh, nice.
that is so funny. Yeah, the U.S. Canadian border is still closed. Still closed.
So nobody's going in at all? Like, I keep hearing that, but I wasn't sure, like,
You can get in and out if it's non-essential travel. So like I couldn't drive down and see you for the weekend, you know. But I think if you're working on a show or had business, I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, but they've extended it, I think, until November 1st. But I believe Trump thinks it's going to open sooner.
You need some people to come over and vote. That's what it is.
My hands are washed. But you want to have this like Play-Doh consistency to it. I call it Play-Doh. That looks good. And you know, it's a blueberry muffin. This isn't in the recipe, but if you want to toss in some cinnamon or allspice, go for it. I don't know why it's not in there, because to me that would pair so nicely together.
Yeah, cinnamon, especially if it's like a morning muffin, I feel like it tastes so good to have like a cinnamon and then like that streusel on top.
Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put some cinnamon in my sugar for the toppings. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. It'll be so good. All right. So right down the edges here. I'll just bring this over. So this is what this is looking like right now. Good stuff.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on the right path. All right.
Excellent. So yeah, that is definitely what I'm going to do for the topping is add some cinnamon or clove or some kind of spicy, because it's the fall.
Yeah. We need some pumpkin spice.
If this was, but are you a pumpkin spice latte fan?
I mean, I think I just like the flavors of fall. I love pumpkin and nutmeg and those kinds of taste, maple, stuff like that. Just that comfort food. I don't understand the pumpkin spice latte hype that people have, or that it's just become this like whole meme culture. I'm just like, okay, it's a flavor, it's great. I could have it any time of year, but I guess in the fall it's nicer. I don't know.
What I heard, and I saw it on the internet, so I'm going to assume it's real because the internet wouldn't lie to me, right? There is a pumpkin spice version of Spam.
Oh,
why?
That just sounds nasty. That is awful.
Oh gosh. Oh,
I mean, just put some nutmeg and some cinnamon on it, you know, if that's what you really want. I know, like I've seen, I mean, in that sense, yes, the pumpkin spice has gotten out of control, like where everything is flavored with it. You know, I've seen pumpkin spice hummus, and
what?
that is just blasphemous to me. Like, hummus is a salty food.
Oh gosh. That would, I don't think I could do a pumpkin spice hummus. Well, maybe it would pair well with pumpkin spice Spam.
Yeah, right.
It sounds like a Monty Python sketch. I mean, there is one. Look it up, Spam Monty Python sketch. It's pretty funny. All right. The next thing we are going to do is add our sour cream. I've got low fat, you know.
I went for the full fat, you know. We gotta
nice.
Make ourselves eat all these muffins.
So this calls for 1.5 cups of sour cream. I'm going to batch down for that. I don't need it, so I'm going to do a 1/2 cup and 1/3 of a cup.
So when you cut your recipes down, does it come out? Like I've always wondered, like, I know you can double them. I didn't know you could reduce them.
Oh, you absolutely can. Yeah, because as I say, It's just me. I mean, occasionally I see a friend or my parents will, pop by and I'll make a little. That's what I've been doing is I've been making care packages for people with doing this show during the past few months because previously someone would be in my kitchen with me and then they would take half of it home and I wouldn't have to worry about 92 cookies.
Yeah.
But in this case, no, you can absolutely batch down. If you don't need to make the full amount that the recipe yields, just cut everything in half. The next thing we will be doing is adding in our fruit.
Ooh, yum.
Yeah, which we will do not in the mixer. We'll take it off the mixing stand here. Just clean up mine. This batter looks awesome.
Yeah, it does. I have so much.
All good. So is everyone in your house still asleep or are the kids up, the husband's awake?
Yeah, I told them to sleep in. I was like, just sleep in. It's the weekend, and then I can get this done.
Nice.
Without them running into the camera.
Because how many, you've got now four folks using the internet service to do school and work now and.
Yeah, it's gotten rough. I felt bad on some days. Like I was doing a presentation one day and they both had class. My husband's doing his work, and then it just started getting spotty. And the kids came out of their room. They're like, "It's like the internet keeps freezing." And I'm like, "Oops," because we're all on it. Like, there's nothing you can do. And then I'm sure Hood's on it with kids in school. So
exactly. Just gonna show here to the folks at home. We've got this nice little batter thing going on. Good. All right.
we'll do it here.
Future. This is very exciting. All good.
So,
the fruit here, I'm going with a mixed berry because I bought a huge bag of frozen fruit a few months ago. And I wasn't going to pick out just the blueberries. So what we're going to do with this is fold it in. Do you watch Schitt's Creek?
I've seen like 2-3 episodes of it.
It just reminded me, just saying folded in. There's a classic Schitt's Creek scene where David and Moira have to fold in the cheese and they can't figure out what that means. But basically what you're going to do is this. And I'll try to show at home what I'm doing. So when you have to fold something in, sheet, you're basically just folding it. So you're not mixing, but you're just folding. That's what you're doing. It's kind of like mixing, but not. I don't know if that makes any sense. So don't like stir it around, just like fold the edges over. Not 42 at all, I mean, some days I do. Some days I do.
I mean, I never would have said that you were in your 40s ever. I thought like 31, 32, like.
Oh, thanks. In the math.
No, I mean, I'm serious. Like, I just feel like everyone is just like in this perpetual same age range, We're all in our 20s or 30s, and that's it.
Oh gosh.
We don't age.
No. For me, I don't know about you with your parents, but for me, my parents, who are, they had me and my brother later in life. That's where I get it from with them. Like they are, my dad's in his 80s. He acts like he's easily 25 years younger. I mean, he's so immature and goofy and ridiculous. And my mom is just the same. But that gives me sort of that idea of like, keep active, keep busy. Don't let that, I'm however old I am, kind of put you in a box. Are your folks?
Yeah. I mean, they're very active for sure. But they got married and had us when they were really young.
Okay.
So my epiphany now is I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm almost the age my parents were when I got married.
Wow.
So that's kind of like, wait, how is it? Like, what if I had grown children in college at this age? This is just so strange.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, they are super active. So that's definitely a positive influence, I guess you could say, for me to try to be more active is just seeing them and being like, yeah, I don't want to,
Yeah.
I want to be as active as I can for as long as I can.
No, me too. Like I'm big into walking, and it's one thing about, these times that maybe I've not been walking around Toronto as much as I used to, but I'm near a lot of great trails and just a lot of good stuff to see. And Toronto's a huge city. So, and also I think just getting into comedy late in my 30s was one of the, one of the better decisions I've made for sure. Because it just, I don't know, it's given me this new lease on things, which was, yeah, it was kind of cool.
Fancy.
Ta-da. So if you want to go grab your sugar, and if you have any spices, let's do this up on the table.
Oh, do we put it on now, not when they come out? Okay.
So it says to sprinkle a 1/4 teaspoon of sugar on each muffin. I'm honestly just going to use my hands and eyeball this.
So do we put butter with it if we're making the topping, or no? It doesn't matter.
No, this just says sugar.
Okay.
All you need is sugar.
So I'm gonna do the cinnamon brown sugar topping, I think.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get some cloves.
If I had pumpkin spice, I would use that, but oh well.
Alrighty. This on top. This way we'll have that nice little crunch on our muffin top. Because who doesn't like some crunch on their muffin top?
Right. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Oh, I didn't make enough? Well, it's just a tiny bit, right? Or are you like totally
I'm just
coating it?
sprinkling this. I'm really just eyeballing this. So the recipe says for a 1/4 teaspoon on each muffin, but I don't think I'm doing that exactly. But I put cloves in it, and woo, that's a nice little burst.
Yeah, I'm gonna try not to get on the edges because I know what's gonna happen. It'll start burning,
Yeah.
and then the alarm will go off.
Do you have a sensitive oven too?
Yeah. Oh.
Me too. Me too. So between the oven and my hot flashes, that fire alarm. They've started. I've been told I'm young to get the hot flashes, but oh my gosh.
Am I going to be nosy if I ask what exactly does a hot flash feel like? Does it just feel like hot?
It feels like you've been dumped in lava.
Oh my gosh.
Momentarily dumped in lava. It's
So it's not like a night sweat, like you'd wake up drenched like you had a nightmare or something.
I don't know if this will change, but I know what I've been experiencing from the waist up. So from the here to here, I had it yesterday. My chest was just on fire for a few minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and sometimes I've woken up in the night where I've just had to fan myself. I am drenched. So to all my doctors who say, you're not going through perimenopause, I say, F you. That's what I am.
So what's the remedy for that? Like just crank up the AC or?
It's basically now that the weather is getting cooler, and I don't have them that often, because again, I'm not maybe at the key age range for them, but they've started. But I've been out with friends having lunch, and friends have just erupted in a hot flash. And it's so uncomfortable. You want to rip everything off.
Oh, wow.
It's wild. Your body temperature just fluctuates like crazy. Crazy. It's fun being a woman. So much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun. So here we go, guys. Here's what this looks like.
Here, I'll show you mine.
Stick this lovely beauties. So these are going to go into the oven for approximately 25 minutes. As I do with any bake, don't venture far from your kitchen, because these could be ready in 20 minutes. These could be ready in 40. It just depends on your oven. I like these I'm gonna show everyone. I got this.
Ooh,
Woohoo!
yum. Those look good.
So happy. So just so we don't burn our mouths completely, we're gonna let this cool for a few.
I wonder if I can pop them out.
You might be able to with a gentle hand.
Yeah, because I got to put second batch in.
Oh, that's right. You do have the other one, yeah. Oh, beauty. Oh, that's it's like it's right out of a shop. It's all laid out nicely. So mine didn't get super poofy, but that's fine. I haven't. I'll work on my muffin top. I'll work on it. Let me know when you're ready for a taste test. All right. Muffin cheers to you. Yeah. All right.
I just want to open it for you.
Yeah. Oh, the best part. Oh, it's so hot. Yeah, I got the steam too.
Yeah, it's really hot. I feel like it's the berries. Don't they always have like these pockets of heat?
Yeah. What do you think?
It's really good. It's like a cake.
Mm. Oh, that hits the spot. So steamy. It's so good.
Really good.
I agree. It's cakey, which is this is good. Yeah.
I'm gonna put more brown sugar on this next batch on the top.
Mm.
And the cinnamon, it's really good.
Oh man, that's a good little breakfast treat. Oh,
It's really yummy.
I'm speechless. It's delicious. And now your kids and your hubby are going to wake up to wonderful muffins. Lucky them.
If there's any left.